Hello, I'm Taj, digitally known as Tropic Vibes, the host of Nifty Business, where we highlight NFTs and explore Web 3.0 as we move from pure speculation to creating real-world value. So social media usually loves to service up the glamorous side of business and just showing all of the wins, right? But it is a grind. I don't care what business you're in, how it is structured, what type of thing it is hard work. There's wins, there's losses, and no matter what, it is really not the most glamorous thing that we would want necessarily out on social media. There is always a lot of hard work, and there's no difference in my day job, my family business offline, anything that I've ever done as far as my online ventures, trying to do all these different e-commerce sites, marketing, different things of that nature. And of course, most recently coming into Web3. It's the same thing. Business is business, people are people, and getting things done is always the same. Now, I recently teamed up with Jay Tunes and his projects for the Hoodlum Society, and I've been using my skill sets to just help him to create some content to really get the word out. And as we're preparing for this generative launch that he's getting ready to do and really get the announcement out and make it really publicly known, we've been having a lot of meetings. He's been telling me a lot of stuff, showing me all the art and doing some great things. Now, when it came to doing this promotional video for an event that actually launched today, guess what happened? I butchered it. However, there are some great lessons to really take away from this that I think would be valuable to share to other people. So that's what we're going to dive into today. So long story short, communication is absolutely key to any kind of business. Now, in this case right here, a lot of the breakdown why this video turned out so horrible, it was because of a communication gap. And so I'm going to actually share how that happened and why this turned out the way it did and how it was resolved. So starting with the whole thing, understanding that there's always an idea in someone's head and then being able to convey that, it takes a skill set, right? To basically paint that picture, show that vision of something that doesn't exist yet and sharing it with other people and allowing them to see it as if they're the ones who thought about it. They saw it, they can visualize it. And especially in the case of creating content, now that is to bring it to life. That is like when someone reads a book and then the director, whoever got the rights to it and tried to make the movie and totally ruins it. And the writer and the fans and everyone are saying like, this is absolutely terrible. It's because in someone's head, it was completely different than what came out on screen, because in that director or the creator's head, it is a different picture. Now, in the case of this video that I created, it was to convey all the details of this project that he is doing. And there were a lot of elements in it. If you know what it is like collecting his art and the different things, all of the traits and the rarities and all the utility that he puts into these things, that is like really what he brought into the event. There were just so many details. So we wanted to clarify what this event was about, get it out to the collectors, and do it in a condensed fashion. I said I could do it in like a minute to 90 seconds. So between a minute and a half, I was like, that can hold someone's attention. I'll get this out, make it very clear, and it'll be very visual. They don't have to read anything. This would be awesome, right? Well, then it came to getting it done, and it was a total disaster. I just butchered his vision, and I just missed what he was trying to say. And I was getting ready to show it to him. This was last night about 12:30. I said, okay, brutally honest, just let me know what you think of it. And I do see something that I don't necessarily like in it, but I can edit it, whatever. But I just need to know. I just want to hear if you catch it or if it's something that I'm just nitpicking, whatever. That's what I was thinking. Well, he was like, well, brutally honest. And then, of course, he told me honestly, it's like, basically, I just missed what he was trying to say. So he was trying to explain everything to me down to the number of NFTs that were supposed to be a part of the event. It's a 28-day event. But because it's running through October, although he definitely told me 28, I know October has 31 days. So in the video, I said 31. And of course, I missed all this stuff. We had the initial call. I wrote down the notes. And when it came to actually record it, what ended up happening was it's like visually, I had one idea and the message that I was getting from the outline of it was completely different than what actually came out on video. So as far as communications in business and team, and especially on the whole NFT projects, because a real NFT project, when I say real NFT project, I mean a project that is just not just throwing out art for a quick cash grab. It is still it's a business, right? And business has people, has personalities, and communication is absolutely key. So that's why I'm actually diving into this, because it not only helps you if you are someone who is going to be on a team, you're creating an NFT business or a Web3 business, whatever it might be, or you are someone who's just trying to evaluate something and say, you know what, is this something that I can even trust and get into, whatever, just trying to understand and evaluate communication, how teams are structured and so forth. This is very helpful. So going back to this whole thing now, so Jay told me dude, you missed the mission. Like you missed the ball completely. So I was like, all right, you know what? I need some clarity. And he starts to tell me basically everything that I needed to say via text. And I was like, you know what? Can I call you? Got on the phone with him and we went through that in about 10 minutes. I got everything all outlined and was great. And I just repeated it back to him. I said, so is this what you're trying to convey? And I said it basically what I was going to put in the video. And I condensed that down to that minute. And he's like, yeah, great. Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. I said, oh, okay. Well, yeah, I totally missed what was going on. Yeah, the whole 31 days and 28 days, that was just my fault, oversight. He definitely told me 28. But because, like I said, October has 31 days and I knew we were running through October. So that's why I said 31. So going through all that, got all the numbers straight, got all that, dress rehearsal, I go back. So now this is like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. I finally got the audio recorded and everything. I sent it to him. I said, how does this sound before I make the video and take any time to do that? I just want to make sure that the audio is great. So right there, he said, okay, awesome. Absolutely love it. That was perfect. So of course I did nitpick. I found something else. I was like, yeah, I need to adjust this right here. There's a little awkward pause right here. Let me tweak, turn that into a little bit better audio quality here and there. So I got the whole thing up, created the video, and by the time I got it to him, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, he got that up. So if you look on the page right now, there is a video, promotional video that was released. The event kicked off today. However, now, the reason why I want to say with all this, it was a major failure because of the communication issues. Now, we could have just danced around the whole thing. Maybe Jay was like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to tell him that it's not good. He missed it. He could have went on some freelancing website and found somebody that was awake halfway across the world because it was morning over there. And within a couple of dollars and a couple of hours, he could have had somebody else create a promotional video. He could have never let me know that, this is all off. This is all off wrong. And he had some, random person put the thing together and have it launched. And, we just went on like nothing happened. However, yeah, he outright told me, yeah, this thing is not what I had. This was not the vision I had. I was willing to take the criticism or the correction, whatever, and to admit the fact that, oh yeah, crap, I can't believe I missed that. And I go in there, I edit, make the whole thing, create a brand new video. And I thought that was really cool because being on a team, first of all, like it sucks having to walk around on eggshells. You can't tell someone that, you know what, you didn't do a good job over here, or this didn't work so correctly. This is not what I was trying to get done. And the whole goal of a team is to be better than yourself as an individual, right? I don't care if it's a football team, basketball team, a business, a sales team, real estate team, even in church when you go out in twos. I mean, whatever it is, it's trying to do greater things with a group than you can do by yourself. So it doesn't matter if we're talking about monetary or we're actually talking about winning a game, whatever it is, it's just trying to do something that is better than solo. And that is what we're trying to do. So communications is always something that is needed. And also just being willing to call someone, actually hear their voice, speak it out, sometimes is a lot easier than texting. I don't know if you've ever had an argument or a miscommunication with someone and they thought something like you were either upset or you were trying to be condescending or rude or sarcastic, because tones can't really be understood through text. And also just what someone is writing, it might be very different than what's in their head as well, because when you're speaking, you can hear tones, you can hear what's really going on, and someone might not be the best grammatically. There is a joke, it's written down in text, but based on where the comma is, there's a huge difference between let's eat grandma and let's eat grandma, right? That is all about punctuation, because it could be you're asking your grandmother to go eat, or you're saying let us as a group go and eat grandma, like cannibals, right? Which is, just a horrible visual, but it's a grammar joke and it's all over the internet, whatever. And it's just one comma that makes that huge difference. So that's why sometimes it is great to hop on a phone call real quick, save yourself hours of back and forth with emails and texts and so forth, and just get on a 10-minute call. Old school, just knock it out. And then we're able to do that, get all that resolved and what have you. So what I'm going to actually play is the actual final version that became the video. This is the audio for it. And the original version had sound issues. And of course, it just was not clear. The whole goal of it was to bring clarity, and it did not do that. However, I think this one accomplishes a lot better. And this is the one that we ended up going with. So the event kicked off, and I just think it is a very interesting event, bringing it all back to the whole NFT thing of how he's structuring this thing and just gamifying collecting NFTs. I thought was just very cool, and that's why I'm really bringing it into the show so you can actually hear it. Starting on September 30th through the month of October, Hoodlum Society is having a special event. There will be 28 hollow hoodlums created, which include 3 rare, one 3D, and one animated limited edition. However, there is a twist. Unlike the regular hoodlums, this art will not be revealed initially. So starting on September 30th, 28 placeholders will go for sale. And every day, the art for one holo hoodlum will be revealed. And later that evening, we'll be using a random number generator to update the metadata for one of the unrevealed hoodlums. But as if the art wasn't enough, there is more. On October 7th and 14th, there will be random drawings for the holders of the 28 holo hoodlums, which includes Southside Metaverse Lands and Skull Kids NFTs. And then on the 21st, there will be a drawing for a signed photograph with a certificate of authenticity from the main actors in The Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and of course, Halloween. And then on the 31st, a signed machete from Friday the 13th. All physical prizes will be shipped out starting on the 1st of November. Further details of this event will be in the Hoodlum Society Discord. So hopefully you found that very interesting. I mean, it was fun to make. It was very hectic trying to cram all of that and get it done by the deadline. The event kicked off today and we were burning the midnight oil. He was up creating the art in the middle of the night and I was working on the video and it just all came together. It launched off perfectly and now we're well underway. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, well, feel free to check out the Hoodlum Society. And I will actually have a link directly to that post where it went out, that video, so you can actually see the video version and be able to hear about the event. But I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Please feel free to reach out to me. But if nothing else, just show some love to the Hoodlum Society and by liking that, maybe sharing with a friend. But as usual, I just want to thank you for taking time to listen to this as we're learning and building Web3 together. So until next time, later. The Nifty Business Arrow is not investment advice. It provides insights and information within the space. As with anything, please do your own research before making a decision whether you're making an investment or a purchase.